Welcome back to Listen, I Have an Idea. Today we had the awesome idea to do a book tag. I cannot remember who made it, but we will link the person who made it down below. Let's begin.
Do you get car sick while reading?
I am the only one that really gets car sick, and yes I do, but I have found a way to counteract that by listening to music.
I don't. I can read all day long in the car. I have my laptop. That's what we're reading the questions off of, so. Which author's style is completely unique to you and why?
I read a lot of young adult novels, so the only person who is completely unique would have to be Ellen Hopkins.
I did not prepare for this video at all. I don't have an answer for this question. Harry Potter series or Twilight Saga, and list 3 reasons why. Harry Potter, 100%. There's no comparison, really. Harry Potter is 100% better.
Okay, I would have to say the movies for Harry Potter are 10 times better, 1,000 times better. However, since it is a book tag, I have only read the Twilight series, so I'm gonna have to say the Twilight Saga.
Do you carry a book bag? If so, what else does it hold besides books? Well, I have a backpack or I have a purse, but like
a school book bag.
But like I don't have a specific book bag. I don't know.
I would normally just put a book inside my backpack or my purse or whatever. I don't have a specified one.
Another thing to note is that this is a very controversial topic, but Heidi is an actual book reader and I am more of an ebook reader.
Do you smell your books? Do you smell your books? You read ebooks though.
I read ebooks, so no. But even if I have real books, I don't smell them.
I don't really smell them.
Books with or without illustrations?
I think it depends on the book and the author. That's my answer for this one. What about you?
I would say books without illustrations, just because those are the books that I read. What book did you love while reading, but later discovered it wasn't that amazing?
Night World by L.J. Smith. The first one, I reread it for a second time and I fell in love with it over again and I'm like, this is so good. But the thing was, I read it so quickly over the span of a day that after I put it down that night, I woke up the next day and I'm like, I could reread that book because it was so forgettable.
The Book Thief. Almost forgot for a second. We had to read it for a grade 10 English class and I loved it at the beginning. It was so intriguing, but by the time we got to the ending, I was so disappointed. Do you have any funny stories revolving books from your childhood?
The only one that comes to mind is when I read We All Fall Down by Eric Walters. The first time I ever found out about it, one of my classmates in my class had checked out the book from our school library and I really wanted to read it, so I snuck into his desk during recess and I read the entire thing over like 3 days.
Yeah, I don't have any funny memories. What is the thinnest book on your shelf?
It is Vanished by Terry Deary. It's right here. So thin you probably didn't even see it.
And mine is Perks of Being a Wallflower. What is the thickest book on your bookshelf?
Oh wait, let me prepare this one.
Is it your Bible? No.
The first one, nonfiction. It's this one, 1001 Movies to See Before You Die. It is this big. It's huge. It's also my heaviest book that I own. The second, the hardcover version of City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. It is huge. Victor Hugo's Les Miserables. And it is also ginormous.
I have a feeling my thickest book is Insurgent. That or Allegiant, because they're kind of similar. Do you write as well as you read, and do you see yourself as being an author in the future? I do not write as well as I read. I don't know, it takes me forever to write something, but I do want to write a book in the future.
The same for me. I actually wrote my own little beginning of a chapter book. I don't know if I'm going to finish it, but I really enjoyed writing it and it almost came natural to me. Myself writing something in the future.
When did you get into reading? In kindergarten and grade 1, I was a huge reader. Junie B. Jones, that was my jam. But then I stopped reading and it wasn't until, I want to say, 10th grade that I really got into reading again. For almost 4 years now, I read all the time. Like last year, I probably read over 320 books. Like a lot, so.
And same thing for me. I started reading when I was in grade 9 because the homework period it was so boring and I don't like doodling. So I started reading and that year I went to the library so many times that the people working there recognized me.
Favorite classic book?
Pride and Prejudice.
I don't read a lot of classic books, but I'd say the Nicholas Sparks are like a classic genre, so that's my answer. What was your best subject in school?
Biology, 11th grade.
Chemistry and graphic design. If you were given a book as a gift that you've already read and hated, what would you do?
That has never happened to me. However, I have been given a few books that I read the backing of and I knew I was never going to read them. But what I did was I hung on to them for a few years, and then eventually I decided to pass it down and I gave it to a used bookstore.
Well, I'm not given books that often, but when I am, they'll just sit on my bookshelf. What is a lesser known series that is similar to the Harry Potter series or Hunger Games?
This is so difficult. Why didn't you tell me this question beforehand?
Heidi, we watched the book tag together and we
watch
brainstormed ideas.
Okay, I have two. So the first one is the Delirium series by Lauren Oliver. The second series is more magically driven, is Hex Hall by Rachel Hartman.
My series, I don't even know what it's called. The first book is called Red Moon. So I'm going to call it the Red Moon series by Elizabeth Kelly. It's one of the only series that I'll read because I'm not a huge like supernatural fan. But I read it and I loved it. Vampires or fairies?
Fairies, although
Vampires.
I haven't read a lot of fairy books.
Shifters or angels? Shifters.
Angels.
Spirits or werewolves?
Spirits, for sure.
Werewolves. Zombies or vampires?
Zombies. I read a really cool book. What's it called? Passing Strange and Kiss of Life. Those ones. It's in the view of a zombie or a dead person. It's cool.
Vampires. Love triangle or forbidden love?
Love triangle, because you know somebody's or two people are going to end up happy in the end.
Forbidden love. I don't like love triangles. It just, there's too much drama. Full-on romance or action with a little bit of romance?
I love full-on romance.
And I'd say full-on romance as well. And that's it. That's all of the questions.
We are avid book readers. If you have any awesome recommendations that are similar to some of the books that we named here, or maybe we've already read it, let us know in the comments down below. So, yes. That's it. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll be back next Tuesday with another Tag Tuesday video. Goodbye!
Bye!